Right, we are going live. Welcome to Stars of Confusion for the 1st of October 2021. How are we all doing? Let's get into this lobby. Unfortunately, I can't see if anybody's... Oop, there you go. Alright, now I can see, thanks to already moving. This is actually kind of a dangerous thing here. So I have my laptop kind of positioned on the left, which is what I'm streaming from. And my cat is deciding to hang around, and he does have a tendency to like to sit on the laptop. Which does mean he could potentially turn it off and cause a premature end to the stream. But he has decided to... He knows he's no longer interested in Mahjong. That is fine, that is acceptable. How are we all doing? Let's get a game on, shall we? Alright, so currently we have Lily, Prospero, and myself queued up. As and when that improves to one other person, we will begin. 4 in the lobby. Let's go. Oh dear. But he likes to sit on the laptop when I'm working. Thankfully, I've got things covering buttons, but the one thing he can do is occasionally turn it on and off if he's leaning in exactly the right spot. Slightly annoying, but hey, he doesn't usually type things anymore. Still at 3 for the time being. Oh, we're actually in a reasonable run of form, actually. But when was the last time we did this? It was 2 weeks ago, I think. And in fact, the winners of the last 3 games are all the people queued up currently. We just need Legius in here, and we've got the winner of the last 4 games to try and battle off. But hey, we'll see. A little early, but these things happen. Right, let's just do a thing. I also have finally updated the table. So they actually did this a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, it's about a month and a half of no updates, at least on that one. But hey, at least we have the proper rankings. So we know Kara's on top, Demo's in second, and I am currently in P3. Largely thanks to a good run of form, because I definitely was not P3 before all this started up. Well, I'm just going to go and quickly ping the Stars of Confusion chat, so let's see if we can draw up some additional players, or at least one additional player for the time being. The rest we can wait on. Stream Edge. Confused by... Oh. Stream Edge. There we go. We have sent out the call and we'll see if that actually happens. If not, we might have to adjust this to a 3-player stream, or we might just have to... I might actually have to do some ranked stuff. I haven't done ranked in quite a long while. Where even am I at the moment? Goodness knows how long ago this was, but I'm on a downward path, just above the halfway point of Expert 2, so about where I usually am. But I'm usually there, because I would imagine this last game was ages and ages and ages ago. Could do a quick sum there, I suppose, since we are nearly up to Adept 3. So let's start the 4 online, 3 prepared stuff and things. Well, if this carries on, I might just do some random analysis. Might analyse the last game, although if they have a feeling I was watching it. I'll see if my opinions have changed. But hey, rather than have absolutely nothing on screen, let's go with this. Well, at least from the point of view of just watching and seeing if there's anything interesting we can analyse about this game. Seems like it was a reasonable win by Lily. Larry doing quite well and getting a second place. So, yeah, let's just do some random analysis on this while we wait for more people, because currently it's only Prospero queued up at the moment. All right, so happy spooky month indeed, Yubi. Are you here? Because if you are, we can forgo the looking at this and we can actually do things. Oh, also, I should probably show nicknames indeed. Effect display. Does this turn that off? Not sure what that's doing there. Car crashes happen. Anyway, so East 1, Lily with the opening dealership. Nice starting hand. Ah, this is a very nice dealer starting hand. Reasonably callable. One sequence. If Lily comes back, then we can get a game started. Larry's hand is a little all over the place. Not a lot of easy routes to go for, though West is his wind. Prospero has a double Dora hand and reasonably connected. Yaku High Dora 2 is perfectly acceptable. Yuba's seems to have... It needs a bunch of middle tiles to work, but it's not the worst. Prefer to obviously have a Yaku High pair, but again, that's achievable. Alright, Lily is joined up as well, so this might just be a one-hand analysis here. So, just moving up to the initial phases here. Actually, we'll stop at the second call here. First call makes absolute sense. That's just kicking up the Yaku High. 2-Dora Yaku High is absolutely acceptable. Still sweeping the honours here. 7's a possibly questionable discard from Ubers initially, but it is an isolated puzzle. Lily's back now. Yep, we're just waiting for Ubers to join up, and then we can get that game started. So, call for Ishanten. Actually, we can just... Oh, okay, they're here. I need to get myself into the mood for analysis stuff anyway, so let's... Well, I say I need to get myself into the mood for analysis stuff, who knows. Right, let's join up, get a game started. Prepare for match. So, Prospero, Lily, Ubers, myself. Prospero apparently didn't jump in the first time. There we go, that's worked. Random seatage allows spectating. Let's go, good luck all. Yeah, I'm 2 weeks out of practice for things in terms of it. I've not looked at Mahjong since the last game, so we'll see if I'm rusty or not with this one. It usually takes me a game or two to get back into the swing of things usually anyway, so we'll see. Unless I'm extremely lucky, of course. Luck smooths over a lot of mistakes, if you can get it. Alright, opening dealer with a reasonably connected hand. Good double sequence there. This seems reasonable, in all honesty, to me. Play North, because if North is called, we're likely to get an extra draw immediately. So this is going to be a case of where we connect to the 5, or where we connect the 7 to get this done. And a loose tile either side of our 5, 6, whichever way that goes. Draw 4 early enough, we can potentially keep the 8 and potentially have a double run there as well, but we then need to pair somewhere, which we don't have at the moment. Okay, you're just playing the middle tile straight away. We're not going to go for that, and we've dropped a pair of Norths. So the luck aspect is not happening. We're going to have to actually rely on some skill here. Also, argument that we could have swapped green for North on the basis that North is going to be a safer tile down the line, but it's as long as you're getting rid of a dragon in the first 2-3 turns, you're normally... Okay, fine. Well, I'm in form. Thankfully, that wasn't number 4. Alright, so still need a pair, but we have a double sequence here. The 8's now isolated. And also White Dragon Call. Yeah, we prefer to get this around. Most likely we want to discard that anyway, because Tanyo is a possibility with this. And Tanyo 1 would be fine as dealer, I think, but still need to pair something up. Not going to go with a red. 2 sevens gone as well makes this a less appealing prospect to continue on with. That, however, is our second sequence. So let's get rid of the loose tile that we have. And then it's just a case of, can we pair up anything we currently have in our hands? Yubas hasn't discarded anything I would consider a tempo indicator yet. Discarded initial 4, so the 7's not one. That probably is. Let's go for Terminal 9 at the moment. We'll also open ourselves up to possible Sanshikyu, with the 2-man being a safe discard as well. Yeah, we're actually going to take this. So, we're kind of leaning to Tanya here, but we have Tanya with an possible Sanshikyu here. Tanya, Sanshikyu 1. Even open, this is fine. That actually gives us our pair as well. Yeah, I'm okay with this. So it gives us our 2-5 potentially for a pair. The 3-man is the only question mark here, but we see 2 of them. You know, where quite a lot of the 7s are. 3 calls. We have the Sanshikyu. There's a chance of that. But it wasn't a Honitsu, it was a Haku 1. We'll take that as dealer. Had to do something given our slow start, and I think that's fine. Tanya Sanshikyu 2 was Mangan as dealer, so losing a couple of thousand there is not the end of the world. In my opinion. And I think honestly it was fine. I know we obviously had something, but we isolated that 3 was unlikely if he was going for that kind of thing. Here we are probably looking at just going straight for a 7 pairs situation. Or at least... Well, do we get Honitsu? Honitsu or 7 pairs? West isn't a bonus tile, but we've now got it, so... Okay, let's go for it. We had the 6 early on, we might even toy this, but... West we assume we get the call for. 9 we assume we'd get the call for. I mean, you take 10 play on the next call either way. Or we can keep... Nah, 2 red's gone. Can't keep the red for anything. But if we pair up any of our other tiles, we're looking okay. And I'm quite happy to take a Tenpai here, even if it's not Honitsu. This is perfectly fine as is. Thread up. I've only revealed Manzi for the moment. Yeah, I'm going to take the Tenpai here. So take a 5-8 Haku only to gain some points back. We want to keep the win. We want to win this quickly because Lily's obviously a strong player. But more importantly, we want the turns to cycle round so we get our dealership back and we have the opportunity for increased points. Most likely, we were just using this as a quick hand to try and just, you know, out-accelerate. But a 5-8 is not the worst thing to happen here. And we get some points. Not many, but we'll take 1,000 back. Still in last place. That wasn't a full correction, but we're keeping the game close. We're moving the game on. That is perfectly acceptable as an aggressive... It's an aggressive one, certainly. But it happened quickly. We had the option for Toy Toy. Decided to go for the cheaper hand because we had it sooner. Could have waited, arguably, but both Toy Toy and Honitsu would have required a bit more time. Alright, East 3. Yeah, it's not a great hand, so I'm getting rid of my dangerous tiles now. Because like, even if I had a pair of greens or east in this situation, hand's not amazing. So we're just going to concentrate on getting rid of dangerous tiles for the moment, and then see where we end up. Well, we're ending up at the moment is going for is going very passive, I think. So Lily's possibly on Honitsu plan. Not much really to call from Yubas. He could also be trying the same thing. But 4 or 3 could genuinely be isolated Sozu tiles. Just keep an eye on how that's developing. Options here. We don't see 7s, we do see some 3s, so we'll get rid of the 1-2. Yeah, North isn't helping us. Could have got rid of a 2 as well, but potentially if we were to draw 3, the 2's still kind of useful. I know it'd be for returning ourselves a little bit, but the 1 was definitely discarded with the plan of getting rid of the 2. Well, now we can work with it. Okay. So, what do I do here? Do I get rid of the 1? I'll probably get rid of the 1 here. We've got 5-5-7, which I like as a shape. 1-1-2 is fine. Could probably got rid of the 9-8, actually. Especially given there's not a lot of 9s or 8s left. That's a good draw. So Sanzo would be amazing right now. Puts us Ishanten with a reasonable weight, but we would have to get rid of the 5-pin at some stage. Or maybe not. Okay, triplet of 9s and 8s. So I'm assuming this is Yakuhai only. 3 Easts are gone. North's gone. It's got to be a dragon. Yeah. But it is another cheap hand, and we upgrade to 3rd. But this is a bit of a tippy-tappy game for the moment. First big hand could win it. We have Dora East, which is always a troublesome thing to start with, but we're going to go for it. Question mark is going to be, when do we toss the East? And in fact, do we toss the East? The hand is quick, in truth. Fairly quick, anyway. If we get a 6-pin, this is amazing, but it's going to be an interesting ride, this one. If we get to a position where we are doing Dora free shenanigans, then we absolutely have to go for this. So South we know is a safe tile. Dora free. Dora 4, of course, with East. So we're now committed to the hand as it stands. Tanya Dora 2 would be fine if we got it early, but that's going to rely on us getting a 6 very early, getting a 6 here as well. Options exist. Sanzo's not the worst draw. Gives us a bit of extension. So cut the 4. Yeah, we're not far off at all. Potentially be 4-man, 6-0 for the Tenpai here. Pairing up East, though, would be ideal. Okay. We'll keep that in, because obviously, while that does kind of limit our options here to 3-4 and 4-5 would be technically a better weight here. This gives us the route to just 2-so reach and go for the 6-pin. That's fine. That we can work with. That also opens up Sanchiku, which would be kind of ridiculous. 2 free pins are gone. Lily's again going for a Honitsu, which is going to make the discards on the side here awkward. Sanzo. Alright, we're now Ishanten for Riichi, Tanyo, not Sanchiku anymore. But Riichi Tanyo 2 is very good. So 6-man, 9-man. Friso doesn't get us there. An east doesn't get us there either, but if we draw an east, I'd be okay with that. Right, another 7-pin. So that's 3 of those gone. 2 6s have gone as well. We're running out of winners on this side of the chain, actually. There's only 3 of these left. This actually might be a decent pair switch situation here. We know these on the Sonsy way of some kind, but switching this way up seems like it's not a worse decision in the world. Although, again, this is committing us to discarding the East, and we really should have been probably getting rid of that a little earlier. This is a bit hopeful at the moment. Yeah, I should really be playing this East. And having not played it now, there's a lot of dangerous stuff going on there. Prospero's dropped a pair. East passes. Alright. Game on. We got a call Tenpai for Tanyo 2. Which, let's not forget, I'm only 2-3 from the lead. This is Gak 10. If the 6 comes off. Alright, Lily's in Tenpai. That puts a little urgency on this. Yeah. Lily's played 4-7-4. So, given our initial read that Lily's on a Sozi weight of some kind. The pause on the free, so... Yeah, need to concern ourselves with that. West? Oh, she could be on West. Oh. That could be awkward. Second East. Second West. Three, 4, 4, 4, 2, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. So that was me trying to judge how safe the 5-pin was, and I think actually it's safer than you'd think. But this still keeps us Ishanten. I can actually draw for Tenpai here. Tenpai.
Tenpai.
Got the call for Tenpai. Only person to do it will take 4,000 points. Oh, that was a tricky game. Well, that was tricky. I'll be curious to analyze that one later, actually. Alright, so we've got a dealership back. And we have the lead as well. A narrow lead, but it's a lead. We got a double run. We got 2 pairs. We are Ishanten already for Tanyo. So, can we get that 7-pin? And if we do we go for it or do we wait? Probably wait now. But it is Tanyo 1 as dealer and very quick, so we'll see. That helps. So ideally, we want a 7-so right now. Give us Tanyo 1. Alright. Oh, actually, reach Tanyo 2. Reach Tanyo 2 on the unlikely 4-7. It's got all the pins you're waiting on. Oh, this happens. Alright, so early dealer reach from the lead. Had to reach this one because the gap is minimal, but winning here potentially gives us... reach, Sumo, and 2 is Mangan. So... He's got south. Nobody wants to call south right now. So somebody calling safe tiles. Yeah, we're giving less information out there. We're going to play one pin tile, but as I 4-7's not one you expect anybody to play unless they're in a situation where they got no other choice. Especially as they've not gone out early and nobody's purging a suit. So it's just going to be a case of can we draw one of the remaining tiles? Because undoubtedly some of them are going to be in their hands. But I'm happy to take another draw. Another draw puts us to 30k with 1,000 still on the board. And 3 8s have gone. Fortunately, that helps 9 rather than us, but you know. There's a chance somebody might consider that and think the sounds okay. Reach it is. I mean, our weight's still good. 4-7 is not a worst thing to be waiting on here, but... she's coming quickly. Tan pin, I would guess. That's just unfortunate. Riichi Patsu manga.
Riichi, 一発、ピンフ、ドラ。
Well, can't argue against that. We still had a better way. We still had a good go with that. No reason we weren't as dealer. Read the pressure out. She had 2 other winners, but again, you with a middleweight, you have to kind of expect that to be a thing. Yeah, I generally have nothing with this hand, unfortunately. So, 16-9 behind. And not in a position where we need to calm that just yet. We've still got 3 hands plus any repeats to make this work, and we are drawing well. So... yeah, could I have gone Dama with that previous hand? Possibly, but you can't turn down Dealer Mangan. Dealer Mangan, in a tight game, is game-winning. Non-Dealer Mangan, I mean, as it is probably game-winning for Lily, but... but now I have to actually try and go for hands. So Hatsu's fine. We know 1 North has gone, but obviously it's our wind as well, so we're going to take the marginal chance of getting an extra one. Connect something to the 3 over 7. Hope we get the other side of it. Prospero is up. Now 2 west, so south should be fine. We've got 2 safe tiles to Prospero's reach as well. That we probably, in the usual course of things, get by with them. The problem we got, obviously, is that we're relying on the 3-7 right now. For any kind of progression. And there's 1. We'll probably end up risking the 1 pin. I don't know if we can make the 7 pass, though. Yeah, can't hold. We could hold that a little longer, but there's a lot of point with only 1 remaining, and it's already having an established pair. Although in fairness, we can toss the 7s. It's not impossible for us to do so. We have a lot of 9s out, and I thought there were more 6s out than that actually. But there's only the no, there's 2 out. Yeah, I did try those 2. Yeah, we could probably play 7s here. We don't have a lot else to do, and in all honesty, I don't think we're challenging this one.
Riichi.
Alright, Yuba's going for his Honitsu attempt. We can play safety against that. Well, we assume Honitsu attempt. Actually, it's probably more likely Tanya. Based on the initial discards, that seems to be the route you were going for. So, 2 incidentally called sequences. So we have red as a definite safe tile. At least it's a definite safe tile, actually, come to that. Last red. And if we do need one more, I think... Yeah, we got 8 pin.
No ten.
Well, repeats. We lose another bit of ground, but that's not our concern right now. Our concern is get the Mungun to take second. And then see if we can get any further advancement. This is an okay start. Nothing stellar, but it's not bad. We're not going to be kicking the random north just for the Yakuhai here. We're much more likely to go into pairs, triplets, or just go for a Tanyo attack here. Alright, Tom for dealer. Otherwise, I would say was looking at a standard Tampin, so it's honors and something, or honors only for a repeat. It could be Sozu, but I wouldn't have necessarily thought so, but yeah, it could be. It's early days, and the more information you have, the easier it is to identify what the opponent's doing. So we'll just deal in with that. Yeah, I reckon so, Z, didn't I? Well, that's a thing. Oh dear, I've had flashbacks to... Okay. I've had flashbacks to a really dark time where I did exactly the same thing. Although, admittingly, when they did it, they didn't have the call-up. But hey, GG. Yeah, sometimes you have to Hanuman. You can't do anything about that at that point. We actually go into the log on that one, because I was kind of interested in the tappy-tappy game, and then I just dealt into the 2 big hands. Oh, I didn't mean to watch them into log. Oh well, hopefully I'll stop it. Ugh. Yep, thank you. So hands dealing tile. So just going back a little bit here. So yeah, so we had the tappy game here. This is the first deal-in attempt, and honestly, I just hit the really early turn 4. There's an argument I could have not reached this, but I think from my perspective, tight game. I have Reach, Sumo, Tudora, and I mean, to be fair, that's not unexpected. 4-4. Yeah, take a quick break here. But, yeah, I can't say that's an error, unfortunately. It's just the way it turned out after that point. And, yeah, I was just eventually drawing dead after not so long there. And that's not a bad reach. If you're going to counter reach, you've got multi-weights, multi-sided up. You can't really argue that. Clearly, if I've gone for an early reach on something silly, and I suppose 2 middle tiles is silly. Yeah, that happened. We then go into... Oh, it's actually not got far enough here because of the way this works. Because I've got to wait the 5 minutes, same as everybody else. My exhausted draw was... This was a fun little hand, actually, in all honesty. Everybody kind of went very cautious at a certain point. I didn't have a lot of Dora. I had Dora free by this stage and was now just trying to build around this east that I had. Lily and Prosper both had one as well, so I guess it was stymieing all 3 of us in its own way. Because as mentioned, once I committed to this shape, I probably should have risked this a lot earlier. Though, in retrospect, not doing that meant that everybody else couldn't either. And even here, I'm kind of debating what other people could be waiting on. So Lily, we assume, is going for Honitsu of some kind, based on the all-pin discards. So that was just to try and gain some information. I thought there was a pause here. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Ubis couldn't have called it, so no idea. We're in sequence perfectly into this double pin, and what I should have done is played the East rather than the 4-pin at this point. Yeah, that happens. So here I risk the East, and it doesn't get immediately followed up, so people are still being hopeful. I mean, at this point, as I say, I've got a Mungan with this hand if I get to Tanyo 2. Well, Tanyo 2 Riichi. But yeah, then just as it builds up. Now, I didn't kill the West here because I was thinking, right, she's now played Sozu, which is the last tiles in sequence. Now, I actually didn't necessarily have her on the Manzu Honitsu, which I suppose I probably should have. I was thinking she was Sozu, and I'm fairly certain that's because there was a pause in this free-so when I first did it. The other alternative was that it was Western something, which could have been. So I had to kind of try to do that. Oh yeah, no, and I'm aware of that. It's a good feature that it does that in truth, but still, I have to take that as a consideration. And drawing into that, I now have one draw to try and actually pull things off. And Ubers plays the 8, which allows me to steal the last turn Tenpai with this 5-pin. And yeah, just everybody else is folded out. Not a lot happening. This happens. Alright. So hopefully enough time has passed that I can actually go and have a look at this last hand. Oh dear, the last good thing I did. The last good thing I did. Alright. Progress. This wasn't it. This was it? No, this wasn't it. Ah, well. Alright, it hasn't quite got to the point of recording the off-full game yet at this stage. Log isn't complete. Alright. Well, last place to make up then, I suppose. We need one more. Oh, Ubers. Okay. So, exactly the same game. Let's try that once more. Hopefully we can have more of a tappy-tappy game and less of an ideal into 2 giant hands. Neither of which, as I mentioned, I did have a sort of flashback to I went to the major tournament semi-finals. I was really unprepared playing during work as well. Well, I had to do important things at work, unfortunately. But not making excuses. It was also, I dealt into a Hanneman on about turn 4. A non-reach natural half-flush Itsu Pintu, I think, from the dealer, and yeah, that just massively demotivated me on top of that, which, yeah, not a proud moment, in all truth, but I think it's actually on my channel somewhere. Just had massive, horrible flashbacks to that, which is, I think, the worst feeling I've had in Mahjong, because equally, I know there was nothing I could have done about that, but up to that point, I was hanging in there, and then after that, I just figured, sod it, I'll concentrate on work, and I can't be bothered. And honestly, at that point, I felt like throwing it in the towel entirely, but had to keep playing, which is never a good thing. Again, lots going on. Don't play Mahjong when distracted, I think ultimately is the thing and lesson from that, but hey. Right, so, we're starting west. South is the current wind. This is probably Chanter-ish, but honestly, I would take the non-Chanter route if it came to it. If I get the chance to... I mean, obviously I need to draw something connecting here, but either the 3 or the 7. Who's got South? Not Ubers, so somebody's going to call that. They're going to call it from external position. Triple of the ones, you say? Okay. I guess we go for this, then. I don't like it, but Junchan's stuff. We're not a million miles away from it. I'm not going to call the 7 at this point. Not going to keep a random Hatsu. This is an awkward hand, but if we do pull this off, it's quite valuable. So we'll We'll go for the value right now. I'm just not expecting to get 3 or 7 at this stage. Very easily. Non-live red. It's a slow one, so we're probably going to end up folding out, but we've got plenty of tools to do that with. I'm not going to call that. Most likely we're using our ones as our pair at the moment. Alright. I probably could have done this a little earlier, but we'll start. So 2 9s have been played, so we're probably going to have to play this. Use our 1 or our 1 as our pair here. Alright, take the 10 pie on the 2 man. Yeah, this is the problem. Because now I'm committed to this outside hand, I'm now going to give everything to Lily who's on the inside hand. Tisei will pass. Pass me anyway. Prospero discarded one not 2 turns ago, so Prospero's going in circles, I think. Reach, you say? That is rather unfortunate. I don't think we've got a way around that. And this hand is not valuable enough to push with, so there's a 7 man for you. If we're dealing to a Tanya on Blue's side, that's fine.
No.
There are 2. Know your value. That is a big start from Ubers. Non-dealer Hanneman. Well, we start with East, which is always a reasonable place to start. Right. South, I guess. South is our own wind, but we already have a Yakuhai finish, so I don't need to get a second one. Really, the rest of the hand just needs connectivity, so we're just going to hold off here. We draw a 7, it's not a bad thing for us. We can play this speed. Okay, that works, I guess. Alright, 3-7. So we need a pair of something, but other than that, this is looking decent. Is a Honitsu on? Probably not now. Let's get rid of the 5-so on the basis that we need a pair. We don't need a sequence connecting. A 1-pin is a fair enough thing to be waiting on here. So Reach East is what we've basically got. Not going to count. But Reach East would be acceptable. One 8 played, so we'd rather not be on the 8-so weight, but... there are potentially options. Yeah, as mentioned, we're not going to be on the 8-so weight. 6 doesn't actually do anything particular. We can just go... you know, puts us waiting on a 4-pin. And if it's going to be 4-pin versus 1-pin, we want to be on the 1-pin. Especially with Suji Trap. Do we care about being terminals or not? I don't think we do. We'll play the 6. Okay, Prospero does a middle call, so 1 Dora for Prospero. Could be on just he's probably on a Tanyo plan, but that's fine for us. Means you should probably have played the 4 pin there based on that call. Over 9, so that's probably a discard error.
Riichi.
We can follow up with a safe tile for that one. We also have definitely 3 safe tiles if we decided to bail out here. And that's increasing the chances we're going to bail out. We haven't got rid of the 4 pin quickly. So this is what I meant by the kind of discard error here. If we'd have played the 4, if we'd have had 9, 9, 8, 7, the 9 would have been a much safer discard at this position. Against either call. Tsuji on the left, Tsuji on the right. 1 played. Well, you know, 2 in hand. It would be a far safer bet for us, in all honesty. But alas, somebody else has dealt in, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But again, that's a bit of sequencing error that I've managed there. West. Wasn't punished for it this time. In many games you won't be, but... let's see how things go. So with the 4-6-8 shape here, this is quite a good hand for just Tanyo to try and become dealer. We are in second through no merit of our own. We just avoided problems. But that's a reasonable draw actually for us. We'll keep that because as a basis we've technically got a double run available here. And we'll play East. Yeah, so drawing a 7 gives us 2 sequences, so there's no point in discarding the 9 or the 8 at this stage. We've still got a 2-so, which is loose, so we'll just play around that for the moment. 2 pins Dora. Potentially now if we draw a 3, that gives us 2, 3, 4, and a couple of edges things there. It also gives us a potential Itsu, as opposed to a possible Itsu. I don't think this is possible in that sense of it. Oh, I mean, everything's possible. But, you know, it's not our probable end game. That helps us out a little bit in a weird way, because now we got additional pair backups. Okay. So we're going to play the safe tile here. We can technically do this earlier, and we know green is part safe as well, but we're going to keep green for our discard for Tenpai at this point, since Yubers is determined to go overcalling. He's called a non-sequence... a non-bonus win for himself. So Honitsu is more likely, and probably on that Sozi suit. That, again, might be why Prospero's ended up playing the 7, and probably why there was a pause there. Okay. Interesting. So this potentially puts us into a weird position where we might have an Itsu after all. So drawing a 1 or a 3 gives us the Itsu, preferably 3 here, because that gives us the Pinfu, which we can do silently. Or we go for that. So pair weight on the 2-6-0. I mean, it would throw a planner in the works of Vidila, and it's free. This is reach and free. We'll go for it. This is not a good reach, but I'm hoping this will scare people off at this point. With a dealer call, dealer's had 2 big hands. Maybe he'll get greedy. Maybe he will think he can afford to get rid of the 2. But this is a Mangan at the moment. Pass draw not helpful. It's a dangerous one, but we assume Honitsu is going to take a little time for them to build, and they didn't call that 7. Wouldn't have probably reached if that had happened. I'd have probably had to cut the 9 pin and go round, I think. But anyway, 4 left. We assume Medora is going to get held. This is just a case of if there are any 6-0s we can still call. But again, it's a middle tile, so if people have it, they're more likely to use it. That being said, Lily is folding. Not sure on Prospero. Yubers, I think, is still going for it. So, I mean, if you have to play Adora for Tenpai, then that sort of thing happens. At least Sumo'd. Alright. Reach Sumo. Oh! What is that nonsense? Alright. Fine. I don't deserve that. It does balance my luck from the last game, but I don't deserve it. Hit her at 3 into my dealer round. And we have a strong start. Right then. Sandpin. Nobody calls a sandpin at the start unless they are very confident. So what are we? 2 away from Tenpai with this? With 2 door a hand? So 4 or 7, and then the 2, 4, 8. Sorry, 3 or 5. 1 doesn't help us. Can't call for this one unless we get a lot of help on this side, but... But still, it's a tight game for the moment. So let's not lose sight of that. We should probably finish second from it, though, so... Not getting any help. But Dora Dragon on 5. We had to play that then. There's an argument we could have kept it, but I feel that I'd rather know who the threat is in that situation. And if it's one of these two, then I can try and bail to a certain extent. We know 8's going to be useless to us. There is an outside chance we Itsu here, so we'll go with that. I say outside chance because that would involve getting rid of our current pair, which we wouldn't want to do under normal positions, so... Itsu 2 would be quite good. Yeah, we'll get rid of 9 here. The Itsu is a temptation, but that's agreed. We don't need it. We don't need it. So that potentially helps us out a little bit here. Potentially gives us Sanchiku as well. Might try and make the 4 pass next. Maybe not against that. Because now if we draw a 5, we have that pair and we can get rid of one of the other, probably 8s at the moment. I'm liking this less and less. Okay, so we have 3 pairs. Get rid of our 8s. I mean, it's tempting to think the 4's safer than it is, and that's one side of it that's gone. All right, that's helped us out. We're going to play the 4 now. Almost irrespective of what we drew there. Red, unfortunately, is live as well, so we can't play that. But this is kind of threat assessment here. Prospero playing that means we can play it this turn as long as Ubers doesn't exchange. But yeah, if he's on a Honitsu, and he could be, he's got the 1 discard. I prefer to go this way around with it. Ishanten. But we have to play a red to do it, so... Could we have played it a little earlier? Maybe. I think we had to play the 4 there. Could have played the red over the 8. Could play the red now. Alright, Prospero's going for it. I'm actually okay with this. Well, least of all because he's actually put me Tenpai with that. It's a Yakuless Tenpai, but I'm Vidila. I've also just played a live red, so... Alright, that's fine. It could have been worse if certain things had happened, but 1500 while in dealer. Absolutely not going to argue with a 300 difference to my second rival there. That is acceptable. Okay. So, East 4. Yeah, we are still only in East 4. So Lily finally has a dealer turn from into last place. This hand is not amazing, but we could potentially speed this out if we needed to. I think really what we want to be in is a... We want to play safe to Ubers all time here, I think. So let's go west to start. There's options here, which mostly revolve around just grabbing a green and running, but... Also, we'll play North next.
ポン
Well, yeah, he's determined to go for this. We do now have 4 pairs, so we got that as a consideration as well. Probably not the route we're going down, but hey, Mono. Yeah, we've got double dragon pairs. We're gonna go for a calling hand here. We need to. If Ubis is going to go aggressive, we're gonna counter him and just go for the 1,000-point quick hand. We cannot. We don't want him to gain additional points here. We can snuff him out. Too aggressive, maybe, who knows. But as long as we play safe to Ubers with all things, it should be fine. Ubers actually was Tenpai with that, which is correct call for Tenpai. I didn't think he would be, but he nabs that 1,000 points before we could nab our 1,000 points. Down to 500. Battle is on. Alright, this is another good hand. So, a 1,000-point battle, is it, Ubers?
それポン
Oh, actually, no. Lily's going to call and do things. So, Alien Win, first thought is obviously Honitsu or some kind of thing. She also discarded the middle tile to start with, which suggests she's trying to get a colour suit. And yeah, okay. So, 2 calls. Already playing. East isn't the bonus tile, actually. No, we're in the south round. So, yeah. Don't have that happen. Could be Totoi, probably Honitsu, but we'll play around things now. Yeah, she played 2 middle tiles, including a middle Dora. So, definitely Honitsu. We're probably not going to play that then. We're going to play a free man. So, we could try and counter this, but... Backseat Mahjong Mono. We don't need it. I already got this. Well, yeah, we're going to play Dora. We don't mind Lily taking this. She's not the dealer, so it serves our purpose of moving the game on. I guess the only problem we got is that we're kind of obligated. Oh, greed isn't a factor here. We can let Lily win. Lily winning does nothing in the grand scheme of things to us. That being said, we're going to run out of safe tiles at this rate. Also, based on the first game I had today, I am in no mood to give Lily any additional help. So, we're going to just avoid. And, Cheetoy? I mean, we could go for a bad Cheetoy now. We can't play the 5, though. We know that. So... yeah, we go Cheetoy. I see absolutely zero reason not to go Cheetoy now. This is a bad Cheetoy, but okay. Prospero calls south. That call for Tenpai, possibly. Like 2 early pins. I have a feeling that we're probably safe enough with what we got at the moment. Not ideal. So now, how likely are we to draw the 3? Yeah. Sod's law, we now draw the 3 and have to choose between one of these 2 tiles for it, but... but that's if we even get there. Yeah. Probably should have kept the 2 over the 3, but, you know. It's fine. I don't seriously think we're going to make it with this, so... and now I've got to worry about playing safe to both players. And 3 pin's not a safe tile to... yeah, East is fine. But 3's not necessarily safe to Prospero. If he's on Pinzu, it's low Pinzu. And I can't play Sozu against Lily. Actually, I can't play Sozu against anybody, for that matter. There's only been the 2 So discard all game. All right. Well, let's see. G-Toy 1. Nine's isolated. I should have reached, actually. But fine. Isolated 9 versus this seems very good. In fact, I'm going to reach. I'm going to reach.
Riichi です。
On an isolated 9 late game. I will take it. See, my greed has now cost me. I'm now 2,000 points down. That's what greed is costing me there. But it's just such a good weight at the end. Alright. Well, this hand is garbage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't even go for enjoyable garbage. So garbage it is. Done. Let's see what happens. Alright, so 3 turns have passed. What can we pivot into? White Dragon will be fine. That's actually not the worst thing for us at the moment. Oh, you know what? We'll keep going for a time being. So, Chanter stuff, I guess?
ポンです。
I mean, he's not great, but, you know, what else am I going to do? I've already played 6 and 7. I should just get rid of that. But there were no green. There was unlikely I'm going to get a green pair from there anyway, so. Alright, Dora South. I think we're out of this one. But drawing a second puts us in an interesting position. Getting there. So need to pair one of our terminals, preferably the south. 6-pin does nothing. Do 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 do. 7-pin would have done stuff had I not discarded all of my pins up to this point. But hey. I've already played a 6-0. Well, 4 man was played towards the end of that, so let's cycle around, see if anything happens. Not really. Late Dragon. Alright, Prospero's on something. So we're probably going to have to play safe to him for the rest of this. One man and east are both viable in both directions, so that's fine. But 4 draws left, we were unlikely to progress this much further. Of course we draw another south now. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? There we go. Well, both of these are unlikely as each other. There's only one left of either. There are souths left, but if anyone's going to play them this late, that's really bad for them. All right, all of them are the same. So we play one because it's safe to have 2 players likely we have to worry about. 3 players I have to worry about. Correction. Who's going to risk a south for Tenpai? Well, Riichi Chitoi Ipatsu. Well, there's a Hani. So now it's important for us to win. So we need a 2-pound hand from anybody right now, because otherwise we will not have the win here. This is not the best of hands, realistically, for looking at this. I mean, the hand is close to being finished, but unless I luck into a second south, this is not something I can go quickly for a 2-han. Okay, that's a good draw. So 1, 3, 5, spare 5. Get rid of east south in the next 2, I'd imagine. Yeah, you don't rely on aura though. On aura, but you know, it's fine. The thing is, Yubis is dealers. Anybody sumoing for a big enough hand is good enough for us to win now. Well, if Lily does anyway. If Prospero does, the game just continues, so it's fine. That's not good. 1 also doesn't particularly help us. Tanyo attack it is then. That's an okay draw. We are now Ishanten. Fortunately, 3 pairs. It's possible Yubis is on in the east. Unlikely, and if he is, we get another go at it though. Because it would be cheap. East and not much else. Alright, I'll risk a 4 here. I know he's on a Tanyo, but yeah. Tanyo Nomi is fine. To be fair, even considering he was on Tanyo, I shouldn't have played the 4 because it's so close to Fedora. Should have played the east in that position, because if it was east, that less chance of giving me extra Dora. Still, what we have here is a 2 Dora hand, so 5k is nothing if we've got 2 Dora in our hand. Yeah. I think that was just a little bit of a careless play there. I've made a few of those tonight. Alright, Prospero is attacking. That's not a problem for us. We're getting up to 3 pairs. Wondering if we can force a Tanyo here. Play North for the moment. Don't have to necessarily go for it. We might be able to just develop naturally. But okay, Tanyo. Would love to get that 6 though. Puts us into a Dora 6 pin weight, which is not the best, but Alright, that's useful. Seven, so also passing's kind of useful for us. Although missing now 6 or 8 is equally useful in terms of potential value increase. 2-5 doesn't really do anything for us doing that switch, so we'll stick. Now Ubers wants for 2 for some reason, even though he's played 1. Okay, that's fine. Lily's call is fine. I was just concerned about giving Ubers stuff, really. That. Dragon. Yeah, 9 would be the worst. 9 means we have to reach and go reach 2, which is absolutely fine in terms of value, but not ideal for what we want to do. We want to play this as silently as possible. Now I wish we'd kept that too. Alas. Nah, we're going to have to say Tanya with this. On the threshold, but unable to advance. That's acceptable. Even has some value. 39. We knew we were a little more than that behind, but 1,000 point now is the gap. We can't eliminate Prospero. Well, actually, we can now. We're dealer. We can eliminate Prospero and win. That's absolutely fine by us. All right, give us a free redraw. Not today. Okay. So we'll play this towards Pinfu at the moment. Could do with that 6-so coming up, or another south. Either of those would be ideal for us, I think. That's not a bad draw, though. I guess it's our double run. Or at least 2 runs, not a double run. Probably play south here now. Yeah, definitely playing south now. And we're back into the position where we could potentially force us into Tanyo again, but pair of 9s. Okay. We can play the 7, give ourselves 2 runs. If we draw a 6, that gives us Pinfu. So yeah. 6-so ideally for Pinfu. Nope.
Riichi.
Alright, reach from Prospero. Well, we can dodge that for the time being. You can play 6 and just try and force something else, I guess. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, give him the east. Yeah, the 8 would have worked for us, I think, but hey. This is still potentially fine as long as the hand's not huge, or if Ubers deals in. That actually helps us out immensely here. We can do a 9-7 swap, go into Tanyo. 2 is also a safe tile to him, so 6 also we can discard it safely. So yeah, okay. We've got our backhand in. 9 and 6 are both safe to Prospero, and 6 so can be played by Ubers if it comes to it.
ポンです。
Type point gap means we push. G5, also both safe. Eva's got a plethora of things that give us help here. But we'll see. Alright, tempo on the 6. Ouch. Oh, that's awful. Hold on. That was awful, but not impossible that we can move on from this. We know 7. Well, we don't know 7. I thought for some reason 7 might be safe. No, I was thinking about Doko a moment ago. That's why I kind of had that in my mind, but okay. Back to a 3-6 and back to a weird Doko. Okay. That was clearly planned. Clearly the plan. Just work our way around it. White safe in all directions. And 3-6 for Tanya 1. Five so is not safe. 4 so is not safe. 4 so. Pass this. Yeah, if I'd have been greeting off of the Doko, I'd have failed.
天杯
Wouldn't I? Not entirely. But I'll take that. We retake the lead, we maintain dealership. But clearly I should have gone. I could have gone for the opportunity that gave us the impossible hand, even if it would have been head bumped. Alright, so we have. Yep, wasn't a bad one. Alright, so we have a possible Itsu on here. Itsu Tudora. Game winning if we pull it off, I think. And in fact, valuable enough that we're going to do the thing I never do and go for an open with 2 calls required.
あ、それポン
Yeah, this might be greed, but, you know, we got the 7s that have been played. And we're Ishanten with this, so why not? Not wrong.
つも
Oh,
ときた
literally just rapids into a sumo. Okay. I mean, that's fine. We lose 1,000 more than... Well, we lose 500 more than Ubers, but that's fine. Keeps in the lead. 1,000 points for the win. If not, just don't lose more points than Ubers. Yeah, it's not great. At least in terms of what we want to do, but... Yeah, that's about the nicest thing I'd say about it. I say it's not abysmal, it's just not good for what we want to do. Just wrap it out a quick 1,000 points. Alright. Keeping my options a little bit open here, but I think we might be going for that side of the force here. We'll see. Yeah, I think we're going for that side of the force with that. I mean, in 4 draws, it's gone from not bad to definite shades of interesting things. I could have potentially had the Sanchiku, but again, I don't think that was necessarily the correct plan for this. Again, we don't need Tudora, but it's nice to know they're not in other people's hands. Nothing but Sozu. Alright, he was going for his win. I don't think we don't have the shape to really challenge him on Tanyo. He only needs Tanyo 1. That's the thing. He only needs Tanyo 1 to overtake us. We only need Tanyo to win, and, you know, we're discarding most of a good Tanyo hand there. Alright, Lily winning's not the worst thing for us. Although, admittedly, if she wins massive, it is, but... Nah, there's no point in us going for the Chinitsu side. It's just not really viable. Though I do accept these are probably much safer tiles to get scarred than our middle Manzu at the moment. Oh, now I have no idea. Alright, let's give Lily some... Yeah, that's fine. The problem is she's now got Ton Hanitsu as a potential thing here. Who knows? Alright, let's risk it. That's 7 passes with golden. Not hit calling the 2 9s is really going to cost us, though. But 8's a safe tile, 9's a relatively safe tile with all the 7's gone. Well, most of the 7's gone, in truth. And if we want to bail, we can just play 9 man, which might be what we do now. So, double Yakuhai Honitsu would be Mangan. I think Sumo wins it for her now. So, maybe we do need to go for something. I would love a 7-man, but not happening. Okay. There's a chance Yuba's wanted that. There's also a chance that Lily is on an outside hand. Which would mean if she needs 9 to finish that up, the Toy Toy Chanta double. That's a potentially monster hand she's got there in the worst case scenario. But I think we can dodge the worst case scenario for 2 discards. Yeah, she's played 8. She doesn't need that. I was about to say, that felt like worst case scenario, but which one? I mean, if that's where it went early, but that's not necessarily a guaranteed thing on that. And obviously, she could have decided on Chanta based on everything later. She already had, presumably, the double Yakuhai, so... Well, maybe she didn't. Who knows? Either way. We have partially undone our calamity from the first game, which, to be fair, yes, it was calamitous, but there wasn't a lot I could have done about that loss. So what are we gone? We gone -21 plus 31. Yeah, okay, so we need another game at least to balance things out. So I am up for one more potentially. And then we'll see how things go. Alright, so Demo, Prospero, Shadow Lily. I think we got a game up at the moment, though if you do want to join in, I can shuffle up the players who played previously. Alright, I'm going to give it a few minutes. Demo's in because he's been waiting in the queue, so Demo gets in regardless, and I'll just start doing some roll-offs for everybody else in a moment. He does, which is why I'll do roll-offs if once he's definitely in. So I'm not starting just yet. As always, a randomly generated chaos needs to decide things, which might be that I observed this game. We currently have exactly four, which is Demo, Prospero, myself, and you. So currently with Mono in, it'll just be one of us randomly four dropping out, I think. Was I in tempo? No, I wasn't in tempo the last one. I folded a little while earlier than that, in all honesty. So, no. I had a really slow hand anyway, so that wasn't likely to be a problem against 3-4 calls at the time it got up to. Alright, Mono's joined. So, as established, Mono and Demo get in, and then it's just going to be a roll-off between Prospero, myself, and Mono. So, oh, Lily's dropped out. Well, okay then. At the moment, it's just going to be Prospero and me. I'll give Lily a moment to come back if she wants to. I mean, honestly, that wasn't a good bank. In all honesty, you're up against Vadila. Vadila wins, everything resets, and she had, to be fair, with what she was threatening on board, it was very possible Lily was just going to overtake us both, in all honesty, so I'm not sure that was a good plan. Well, if Lily doesn't rejoin back in, the game is going to be Demo, Mono, me, and Prospero, but I'll give it a couple of moments. Okay, so Demo, Mono, Prospero, Shadowhawk, good luck to you all. But hopefully not too much luck. Okay, Mono across, Demo to my left, and Prospero to our right. We are starting west. We have a pair of dragons, and we have Adora. This is acceptable. This is extremely acceptable. 9 doesn't do us a lot of favors, so we'll get rid of that. 4-6-8 is good shape. 6-9 is a good shape. A couple of loose tiles in the green and the 2 at the moment, and obviously the 2-6. But this is pretty good. Looking for something reasonably cheap to start the game off. I'm going to pass up number 1. Always a chance there won't be the second one in the game, but I always find it's a reasonable idea with nothing hand that you're a bit away from to just do that. This would be Dragon 1 if we went open with it and nothing else happens, so we'll give it some time. I'm still getting rid of these 2, and then we'll see where we are. Okay, that's an improvement. So get rid of that for the moment. So we now have connectivity to Vedora. One so does not a lot for us. That does a lot for us. So we now have Sanshikyu as a potential thing here. So we're Rishanten for Sanshikyu Dora 1. Come on, 7 then, I guess. Wrong 7. Still. Actually, I should play 7 over the north. Yeah, this is discard ordering again. I'm continually doing wrong tonight. We'll see if we're punished for it. Might not be, but... Oh, minus played a middle 5. Easy Shanten, you would guess. Yeah, okay. We'll take that. Sanshikyu 1, Tenpai. T5 is not the best weight in the world, with a few of them gone, but this is acceptable. Okay, Sanshikyu 1, 2000, and we get the first strike. But yeah, the partial discard mistake there meant possibly called the turn earlier. Or a turn, you know, he might not have had that ready last turn. He might well have done. It might have made no difference whatsoever. But potentially discard ordering there. Okay. We'll play first turn East End. Got a pair of Norths. It's an alien wind, but it's fine. Use it for Pinfu. Use it for safe tiles later on. It's not really bothering us. Keep the live white for the moment. The hand's not far away from it at this stage. Mainly, it'd probably be a pair weight for North 4, but we can potentially get rid of one arrival pair, North most likely, and progress on. 9-pin white, and then we'll see where we are. Dora. That makes the 9 a little more awkward that we've done that, but hey. Maybe we're on for another Sanshikyu, who knows? Not impossible if we were to draw a 6 or... Well, wrong 6, but still. Point stands. Yeah, we draw 6 or 7 pin, we're going to have to... Well, I mean, we're going to cut both Norths anyway, but we can go Tanyo for that as well. Oh, I can just reach it now. Nah, I'm gonna wait. There's temptation to take the reach pair weight, but we already know one of those is out, so the most likely finisher would be the last North. We could pick up 1,000 points that way. I don't feel that's a risk. That's a risk worth taking against the dealer with one call. So we'll see if we can draw a 7 or a 6 and see if we can get that way. Should have played 7 over North again, but... But hey, it is what it is. Well, Yakulus Tenpai at the moment. Means we draw a 7, we just see Modora 1. Could take Modora weight, only Tanyo, but I'm going to ignore that for the time being. South does nothing for us. Alright, Riichi, Tanyo, Sanshikyu. Mangan. If we can get a 7-pin out of somebody. Seems unlikely, but two of them are out, one indicator. Nobody should play a 7-pin against us. Now, assuming this gives us Manga and possibly Hanneman. Prospero's still going, and that's gonna give somebody shots. Yeah. And Suba. Well, not from demo, but I mean, demo wants to play 7, I don't mind. No Suba. We've drawn every odd. Every odds pins we got to this point. Is that a call for Tenpai? Is it a big hand? Honitsu. Does he have to play the 7? No. If Demo is playing that, I imagine he's playing for Tanyo Dora. They've got to have value behind both these hands. I don't think they would go in for this unless they had some value. So something connected to Dora, probably. Oh, I was worried there. That would have been unfortunate. Give him Prospero a safe tile, though. Green 1. I'll take that. Lost 1,000, but I think I'm okay with the situation. Alright, dealer turn. What have we got then? We got a number of tiles. Play west. Yeah, was a Sanshiki greed there? Possibly, but... Alright, mono attacks from the lead. East does nothing at this stage. So it looks like we're going to have a reach only if we go for anything here against Tanyo. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I'm kind of viewing this as a pair 2-4-6. And something being discarded by Prospero last means we can get rid of our loose tile if we want to. Okay, some back and forth going on. So this leads us to Ishanten. Either on the 6-0 or on the much more preferable 5-8 in this position. Though, I say more preferable, actually, there's not a lot of outs left on that. Interesting. So, I mean, it doesn't change a lot here, just which pair we're going for, but it means we don't have to play the 2 against the 2 Tanyo hands. Or 2 presumed Tanyo hands, it has to be said. Yeah, Mono's just going for a quick 1,000. We're not too worried about what Mono's doing here, unless he's got Dora to speak of. I was about to say, we can't actually call that, which is annoying. Alright, let's go round. Not ideal, but... Well, no bats, it's just not ideal. This is a bluff more than anything. I'm just going to say that. But 6 and 7 is all gone. 7 is... If they're waiting on 7, it was going to be a pair weight. And it does give us Tenpai. Got Ishanten. No. I see all the 2s. I see all the 4s. Fine. Of course. Yeah, nothing doing in that case. It had to be on a single weight if it was going to deal into anybody. But I felt that was worth a go. And again, 5 is not enough. 6 might be. Yeah, I had triplets of 2s and 4. Yeah. Good draw. There's a little bit of greed going on here, but I am going to keep the 2 loose dragons for the time being. Largely on the basis that one or either of them does improve the hand massively. Could have got rid of 9 there over this, and I've had this option for a while. Because in both cases I'll need the 7. And we still need a pair, so let's not force ourselves into needing a dragon. Paracelsus, you say? I'm okay with that. Little unfortunate because now we now can call the 7 if it came to it. We'll call south instead. So, well, I did say we didn't want to be in that position. We kind of are in a position where we are going to probably end up hoping to pair one of those and go for a double. And we did. Alright, green dragon then for the win. Actually, turn calls back on because we might call. Well, we will call the Haku if it comes up, but.
Riichi.
Play your green. Oh, glad I'm not the only one having a bad day. Mungan, we go to third. Picks up a couple of Mungans. Yep, fair. And in fairness, we got a much better hand this second time around, so we're not going to complain at that at all. So, Tudora. Tudora and a much more sensible route at the very least. Ooh, okay, very nice. Right, White Dragon. We're probably not looking at Honitsuing this, though it is consideration, because Honitsu would be worth more than the 1 Dora we currently have. But we technically have double sequence with an extra 7 in terms of what we got here, but we could also consider this 2 near sequences and that. Pair of 7s. Okay. I've got Tudora, we'll go for this. So white 2. Okay, playing the risky tile now. Technically, this gives up all. We're not going for a Honitsu anymore. We're basically sticking at waiting on this Dora. Not the best, of course, but you know.
ポンです。
What can you do when you're forced? Being a white Dora 2. Well, Dora 3 now, basically, if we win it. And hope somebody has to, at some point, play the Dora.
リーチにゃ
Oh, the Bono decides to give us 1,000 points. Both of those are acceptable. So now just can we draw it, really? We'll stand 10 by as long as we can, and in all honesty, we don't have anything good against Mono. Mid-high Manzu is not great against what he's playing.
スモです。
Oh, we can just Sumo. Sumo's fine. Haku, Dora 3, Mangan. Alright, gives us the partial recovery, puts us in range of Prospero again. And again, we open 2 Dora. Not going to hold the dragons for the time being. Yeah, it's going to be slow whatever we do. We have a possible hit, so I suppose, but if we don't, ignoring that, I think we just got to go for the Pinfu. Hope we get lucky draw a 7. Hope we get lucky draw a 3. Six is okay. That gives us up air definite. Then it's just whichever one of these sequences works out best, either 3 man or 7. So, and hope we draw stuff around the Pinzu. Sanpin would be really good for us. So the question now is Prospero overplaying, or is he going for a quick hand to finish things off? So he's forcing a Honitsu, that's a problem, but he might not be. Initial discards, it's sometimes awkward to tell things. Still, we'll play around what he might be doing. And give us a few more options we can call with that are useful. Yeah, so Sozu Honitsu seems to be the play from Prospero, which might be aggressive from the lead, but he's not. What is he, 13-2 in front? Non-dealer at the moment. I mean, aggression's not bad. I say it's aggressive. That's not detracting from what it might end up doing. That might be the correct play. And as it turns out, he wasn't. He was just on the Hatsu, which, yeah. For 1,000 points, I don't agree with that necessarily, but again, his game plan now is to just try and end this quickly before I can build up a hand that challenges him. And again, that'll work. It's a logical justification for being aggressive, but there is the downside of if somebody does generate a hand and you overextend, you will end up in trouble. In the meantime, we are going to think about this a little bit and play East. So we can potentially be very quick with this hand. Maybe getting a double Yakuhai would be awesome, but if not, we can go around things. It's also noteworthy that we are sitting south, so keeping that doubly important because double bonus, potentially. You know, as long as nobody else is on it. Yeah, this is our call for Tenpai round, so we'll try this. That is unfortunate timing, but we'll take it. Somebody might outplay a south because they see one out. That being said, we won't call it anymore. But we'll take our 1,000 points. Oh, Endor, of course. Alright, 1,200. Dealer turn. We pull off a big win here. This is going to decide things. We have Adora Dragon in our opening hand. We're going to play that first. Which might just unshackle us enough to make something of this one. Immediately draws for second. Cries. So Mangan takes the lead. This hand doesn't necessarily fit the bill for Mangan, but it's not bad either way. And General Tanpin, General Tanpin. I mean, the 5's a little unusual, but General Tanpin from all players except Demo at the moment. Interesting. Let's go Hatsu now. So, we've got a couple of closed weights here that will sort of lean us towards a Tanyo hand here, but not a lot else. And honestly, with the Doors being dragons this time, it might actually not be the worst of ideas to go in for this. So we're kind of moving there a little earlier, but yeah, I think this might be the better play. Triplet of the 4s. That bears that out a little bit. So what do we actually have? We have sequence 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, and at least 2. So we still need a pair, or we can just drop a 4 at some point if we get fortunate with other things. That's a reasonable draw. No, we're not Negeshiing with this. In fact, we couldn't Negeshi with this. We kind of ended there. But no, we weren't. I wasn't even thinking that as an option really, because we can actually win with this hand. Yeah, we have to fight that now, but you know. Before that, we could have won with this hand. Okay, let's play the 8-pin. And deliver. High Pinsy was a risk there, and unfortunately that is just unreally... That is a really annoying hand Mono we just pulled off there. Lasai. Oh well. I mean, they weren't safe. I didn't have a lot else going, but that was the thing that kept us in the best shape for what we were trying to do as dealer. So, yeah, what are we going to do? Let him Simo that? Not if we can help it. Ah, well. So, we can still take third. We can still take second, but we need a minor miracle to do any better than that. And that minor miracle is going to involve getting some more of these, I think. But drawing some more reds and possibly tripling up some of our other stuff as well. Hey, that's a good draw. What do we want to do then? I guess really what we want to do is open up the Sanshikyu here. So if we consider we get rid of the 4 at some point, 5, 6, 7 Sanshikyu, maybe our best bet. But really, I think we're just tossing value away at this stage. The real question will be whether we... because they could still technically con with this setup at the moment. Less likely now, of course. Late red? Somebody got them? You call if you had them. Yeah. Alright, Prospero doing a bit of grandstanding. We might be able to nug him here. You never know. He's opening his hand up for that. I mean, to be fair, it is a Mungan, but you know. He's got enough of a lead, he doesn't need that. Okay. I guess we have a plan. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan. Yeah. Giving a bunch of value away. Well, there's no way he's not overplaying things now, which means we might get a 4 and a 7 out. You never know. Wouldn't expect it, but you never know. All right, we've only got 3 more draws left. We're gonna go dream big here. The giant dream is not on. Go on then. We're basically giving him all that. There's no harm in giving him the finishing bit as well. Anyway, GG, and I'm going to call that a stream for the time being because that was terrible. Yep, that was definitely abysmal. Alright. Well, thanks for joining us, those who did, and I will catch you another time. So, until then.